Today we're going to use the first equation in the geometric section of your formula sheet, which is an equals a1 times r to the n minus 1. And they want us to find an for each of the geometric series or sequences. So if we do number 1 on the worksheet, you have a1 equals -10, r equals 4, and n equals 2. And this is pretty much all you're going to do is plug it into the calculator and get your an. They obviously want the second term. The first term is -10 and r is 4. Well, you can do this two different ways. If we have a1 is -10 and they want a2, and we know that r equals 4, in an arithmetic series, an is just like in a geometric series, an is just like in an arithmetic series. An is the nth term, like we learned before. A1 is still the first term, so that's the same. N still is the number of terms. But r is kind of like the d. The distance between two terms is d. R is the rate between two terms. And that means this. If I have a geometric series, let's say as 2, 4, 8, 16, ... What are we doing each time to get to the next term? We are multiplying by 2. So in geometric, instead of adding by a number, we're multiplying by a number. So r is that rate that you multiply by. So in this case, it's 4, and they want a2, right? So they want -10 times 4, which is -40. Now let's do it with the formula. They want a2 equals a1, which is -10, and put it in its own parentheses, times 4 to the 2 minus 1. So that's a2 equals -10 times 4 to the 1, which is -40. So either way, you would have gotten a -40. Let's do one from the bottom section now. On the bottom section, they want us to find an equation for the nth term given the series. So we have 500, 350, 245, ... So here we know a1. First of all, let's write the equation down. An equals a1 times r to the n minus 1, right? And we know that a1 is 500. And to find the rate, you always take the second guy and divide him by the first guy. And that will give us 0.7 or 7/10. So either one is fine. Don't round. If you have to round, turn it into a fraction. So let's just say put it in a fraction for now. So that's 7/10 is your rate. And then we need to find, we don't need to find n because they want an equation for any term. Okay, so we don't, remember the last time we didn't have to find an or n? We just leave those alone. So let's just put everything in. An equals 500 times 7/10 to the n minus 1. Under no circumstances should you multiply these two numbers together, because that 7/10 has that. You leave that exactly the way it is. So that is your final answer. That is an equation to get what term you need. Let's say they want to get the second term. It would be a2 equals 500 to the 7/10 to the 2 minus 1. And when you put that in your calculator, you get equals to 350. So which is true. So you can check it out after you write your equation. Check it out and see if you can get the third term also. You can put that in your calculator and go to 1, 2, and 3 and see if it's 500, 350, and 245 if you put that in your y equals screen. I hope that helps. Finish the worksheet for homework. Thanks.